1, 2, snap.
Oh, okay.
What you? It might be
I thought it was 1, 2, 3,
2,
snap.
3, snap. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's JD, and I'm back with Paul, and we are doing an Infinity War podcast because we just came from the movie, and we thought, why not? Why not? There's no time like the present. Hey, Paul, you can say hello.
Let's just keep this straightforward and honest, people.
There's a one take, by the way.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's a spoiler review.
Spoilers.
This is spoiler. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend you watching this if I post it Friday. I think I'll post it Saturday. I think I'll save it for Saturday, and hopefully and maybe I'll get it early if I can. But yes, either way, it's a spoiler even if you miss it for the whole weekend. I
just want to put that out in open up front that it's a spoiler cast.
Yes, and with that being said, Paul, how do we go? How do we start? What's the first thing that we should talk about this movie? I don't know where to start. How did you like? Geez, I don't know. How do we like this? I don't know where to start either. Let's just say this: the movie starts off. I don't want to tell you what the movie starts off amazingly.
Yes.
And it literally starts right after Thor Ragnarok, and then you are taken into the world of Thanos and his boys. It's like they when they revealed him, I thought it would be a little bit more. It was very
more epic.
Yeah, it was very, very, very lacking. I
feel like they cut 5 minutes from the beginning of the movie.
Maybe to make it a little bit
snappier.
I don't know, but from the beginning, you're like, oh, he's here already. We're just getting into it, huh?
So for example, people, it's like at the end of the Thor trailer where the ship rises up.
That's it.
And then cut about 10 minutes from after that happens is when the movie starts.
Yes, and then he gets to work. He puts the hands on Loki. He puts the hands on Thor. He puts the hands on Hulk. And then the rest of the movie is just it's a crapshoot of just fighting and killing and murder. And he goes straight. It's one of those things where you know how people think they have time to get ready for somebody. Not in one situation.
Nobody.
Not in one situation
was ready.
Did they have time?
For Dion.
Yeah, no one had time to fight Thanos. He literally was at the ready like every single time people said, we have to prepare. Thanos is coming. He's here. Oh, okay. And yeah, I don't know. I guess the
movie starts off really action-packed.
Yeah, we should talk about, I guess, story. How did you think the story was well conceived?
Yes.
Did you like the way they tied everything in and then the people they put in and all that stuff?
Yes, but I'm just thinking about the theory that we were talking about before we started this, and I'm just
yeah.
We'll get there.
Well, let's do segment 1. So, segment 1, let's just talk about the places, and this will drive us through it. We'll talk about where Thanos goes first, second, third, all the way to the end. That way, you'll know what he does. We don't have to talk about really what happens. It doesn't matter if we do. But first things first, he ends up on Thor and Loki's ship, and the hands are given. And the hands are given to Thor and also to Bruce Banner, aka Hulk to the point where Hulk is afraid. Hulk says, "I'm not coming out till forever." He that's there's a spoiler, but regardless of that, Hulk gets beat the brakes off of. And he's then scared. He's never seen Hulk scared.
To the point where they're just like, let Thanos have his fun.
Yeah, that's what they said. They did say that. Let him have his fun, and we get our. I don't want to spoil stuff really.
Spoiler.
Well, I know we're giving spoilers, but let's just say it's not about that. It's just I want to talk about. Okay, so he goes to the Hulk's. No, well, let's talk Infinity Gems. He goes to
Tesseract.
He goes to get the Tesseract from Loki and Thor.
Which one is that? The reality gem?
The Tesseract is not the powerful one. It's the universe space gem.
Okay.
Yeah. So he goes and gets a space gem from Thor and Loki, and he already went to Xandar to get the power one.
He already had that one. Yeah.
That's the purple one that was at Guardians of the Galaxy 1, right?
The Power Stone. Yeah.
Which one who are the Xandar people? I saw
Xandar is that first planet they go to with like the Nova Corps. They spend most of the time on with
Yeah.
Where they're looking for the shops and everything, where everybody kind of bumps into each other on that planet before they go to jail.
True. Okay, so yeah, that's what happens. Whatever. He gets 2 gems in the first like 15 minutes. And he also gives out too many hands. But after that, he goes to New York.
He doesn't go to New York.
Excuse me. Heimdall sends Hulk to New York with the rainbow teleportation.
The Bifrost.
With the Bifrost. And once he gets there, he's just then we get the meeting of the beards, which is our boys Doctor Strange and Iron Man. And I want to just say, first of all, I love the
banter.
Hold on, what the heck? Yeah, I was gonna say I love the battle of the beards. These 2 men, they both go and just have themselves like a legit like, I know my beard's better. No, my beard's better. No, I'm the cooler guy. No, I'm the cooler guy. But bring it towards you. But yeah, so it was fun. They go to New York, and it's one of those things where Bruce Banner is just like, he's coming, and they're like, who's coming? They get a little bit of explanation, and then no time. There's no time.
There's no time. Immediately, portal. Yeah, Tony Stark, we need you.
Yeah, immediately, like, Tony Stark, we need you, and then no time after that, he's already sent his children down.
They're already there.
They're already in the city, handling that.
As soon as that conversation's done.
As they're trying to make a freaking like a plan, it's too late. They're already getting it. They're already in there, in the building, ready to go. And then you get an epic fight scene with who was in it? It was
Doctor Strange,
Iron Man,
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Spidey did a cool little drop in. I think that's what I really liked about this movie, the fact that I did stay away from everything that wasn't just the like
trailers.
Everything except for the main trailers, I stay away from. So a lot of it felt very like new.
I didn't know Spider-Man was in that scene.
Yeah, no, you don't know about Spider. I mean, you wouldn't know unless you watch somebody's review.
One of the funniest lines is Ned make a distraction. We're all gonna die.
yeah, that was funny. Dang, good for that kid. Get your little credits in, boy. But yeah, that was planet number 1. Or place number 2 where he was going to get a gem. Whose gem? Oh, they were going for the mind gem. Time gem. And then they captured Doctor Strange, blah blah blah. Spoilers. And then they go up into the Earth's atmosphere, space on that huge ship. And then Spidey gets the iron spider suit, which we're not really at the point where it starts to get real epic.
It's almost there.
But it does. But yeah, they're up in space. And then where did it cut to?
Guardians.
Thor. Yeah.
Guardians flying. They hit Thor.
Guardians were flying they were responding to a distress signal.
Yeah, because if you listen in the beginning of the movie, you hear the distress signal going out.
Well, the Guardians of the Galaxy tried to go save Thor's ship and whatnot, but Thanos had already Thanos'd that thing. And with that being said, they were out there. They found Thor because Thor is strong enough to survive that kind of hit. And then we start to like break off into the cool little like factions. We get Thor, what do you call him, a bunny rabbit?
A rabbit.
Thor, a rocket raccoon, and Groot. They go off to, I guess, to go build Thor a new hammer because Thor's Mjolnir was destroyed in the previous movie.
And that's like one of the only weapons that could hurt or fuck with Thanos.
Yeah, and G-rated, by the way.
Sorry.
Also, yeah. What else happens? Well, then, okay, they split up, and then
Gamora, Drax, Mantis, Quill.
Yeah, they go off to find Thanos, which I was like, when they were like, let's go do that, I was like, that's not a good idea. Do y'all think? I'm like,
well, they were trying to get the stone. They weren't trying to find him.
They were trying to get the stone before
he got there.
All right, and they went to that place nowhere, right?
Yeah, where it's Benicio del Toro's character.
Yeah, so they went to go.
The Elector was there.
So they went to go meet up there, and it didn't work out for them the way they thought it would.
That surprised.
Oh, the fact that place was already torched?
No, well but like when Thanos actually really used that stone.
Oh, the reality one?
Yeah, because like they don't really show what it can do, but like when Drax was like, nope.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, he has the reality stone. He made them think that he wanted Gamora to come to him. He knew she would, and he was sitting back and just had all of reality was different. I love that Benicio del Toro's character was saying bye bye because he was like not even there to begin with. But yeah, he basically chopped him down. But we did get a cool scene with Gamora cutting him up and fighting him, which is weird. Why? So she feels for him in a sense that he did teach her things growing up.
I don't think I think he was. I think she was kind of thankful that she's still alive, but at the same time, she knew that what was happening with her and him was messed up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, and then we got some pretty cool CG of the reality stone being used, where we got Drax just being being dropped into like different little mini pieces of a sculpture, and then what's her name turned into like silly string. It was really cool. But yeah, I mean, he went and at that point he got 3 stones. That was pretty. I want to go see it again.
He's got like he got most of them effortlessly.
Yeah, he really did. He was really bullying these people. Like, and I mean, that was the point. The point, like, you know, Thanos on his own was already strong. He bodied Hulk without any powers.
He already had the power gauntlet.
Yeah, but he didn't use any of it.
I don't think he did. No.
No, Hulk tried to finesse him, and then he broke free. What's up? My wife is saying hello. Hey, what's up? Are you coming in? You want to be a part of this? No. She'll be too passionate. She had a good time watching the movie with us. She thinks she'll get us demonetized easily. She said she definitely will. All right. But yeah, so with that being said, we're going to move on.
Before that, she told Peter Quill, if he captures me, you need to take me out.
Yeah, that's what he told. That's what Gamora told Peter. He said, if he captures me, take me out. And he
probably should have done that.
He tried, but he had the reality stone, and there was nothing they could do. I feel like we have like stupid headroom up here, so I'm gonna aim the camera down. But Paul, continue about what happens next.
Yeah, okay, so he kidnaps Gamora, and then what happened after that?
What do you mean? What happened after that, Paul? You saw the movie. What do you mean?
Because like, there's a part where it was like, yes, that happens, and then.
I mean,
Spider-Man. Oh, Doctor Strange got kidnapped.
I think they cut back to the spaceship at that point.
I think they were Strange.
Well,
they
yeah,
kept cutting between.
They cut. Well, the main 3 places they cut through the first half of the movie were Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Iron Man on the ship going into space. The whatever you call them, the Guardians of the Galaxy meet running into Thanos. They left Earth, so at that point it was just Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor and what's it called?
And Cap.
Cap.
No, Cap comes later.
Yeah, well, a little bit later, but yeah. So you know, we're getting into it. There, the thing is, there's these. They go back to the ship, and then we get our first glimpse of Spider-Man using Iron Spider. Also, we get some great pop culture references. We get a good alien scene.
I love that's his go-to how to solve problems is going to old movies.
Yeah, he uses them well. He was like, have you ever seen Aliens? This old movie called Aliens.
I love how it says it's an old movie.
It is,
but it is an old movie.
It is.
But like the thing is, I thought they were going for Chestburster.
Oh, you thought like something would rip out of him?
Yeah, because like while he's talking to Doctor Strange with the acupuncture needles, I thought Iron Man was gonna bleep.
True.
Chestburster. That's what I was like. Oh, Chestburster.
Yeah, but no, they fight off this dude who looks like Squidward from SpongeBob.
I love that he called him Squidward.
Hey, relax, Squidward. And then he like fell. He went through like a hole in the ship and died. But then Spider-Man finally like unhinged his spider, I guess, what would you call them? The Iron Spider legs.
Iron Spider like legs.
Ooh, it was tight.
The thing about it is, like, I've wanted to see that suit in live action so much ever since Civil War.
Well, we got it. I didn't think I was surprised.
We got it, but slightly the color is different. But
yeah, because they want to keep it traditional Spider-Man, so there's red and blue. Because Iron Spider's gold and red.
Gold and red. So.
Yeah, but it was still tight. And then they got they formed their plan. Mind you, if you haven't already seen this movie, I don't want to spoil it for you, but for those of you who have seen it, it doesn't matter, we're spoiling it. This movie takes place in like 5 different areas. And Thanos is the only one who can teleport between them. How is he able to do that, by the way?
Space Gem.
Is that what he's using? before Tesseract? That's after Tesseract.
That's what it is.
Okay, you can actually.
Because remember, they go to Loki and then on a ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There you go.
because that's what they used to summon the Chitauri and Avengers to come down. It was the gem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's how it's teleported between everything. Space Jam.
Oh, well, yeah. With that being said, that was tight. I don't know. So what happened after they plan? Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man come up with the plan to go to Thanos's planet, which is Titan. And when they get there, not even when they get there, they're like, Doctor Strange is against it. He's like, why would we do that? That's stupid. I gotta protect the mind gem. But he was like, bro, if he gets the rest of them, it doesn't matter. He gonna handle y'all. He gonna handle us.
But the thing about it is, in my opinion, I feel the Time Stone. I only had one qualm about this movie. Is that Doctor Strange could have just saved everybody the time and trouble using the Time Stone, going back to before Thor and everybody got messed up, and then just taking the stuff and dipped.
All right, Paul. So how does that work for you, filmmaking wise?
I know it doesn't, but I'm just saying the most powerful.
You're a black man in America. Of course, you're gonna think logically. That's why you'll never be in a. That's why. We can't survive in horror movies. Because if we did, it would be because we're the only ones thinking of the logic behind it. We're sitting there and we're like, hey, isn't that the crazy dude we saw earlier at the gas station? Why does he have an axe? We should start moving. Just relax, Jerome. It's not that big a deal. No, I'm out.
No.
Bye, bitch. No, but still. But yeah, I mean, no, obviously that's a good way to solve the problem, but you know how superhero movies work and how movies in Hollywood work. They keep you on the edge of your seat with the basics of not human nature or not thinking properly. But yeah, they go to Titan. I think we get a jump cut of, Gamora is taken by what's his name? Thanos, and then they go to go find the
Witch.
Yeah, we get a little bit of a Scarlet Witch.
Vision.
Oh, well, yeah, that's okay. So at that point, that's when we get to the next part of the story where it's Vision, Scarlet Witch in Paris, or they were in Scotland or something. They were in Scotland, and they got jumped by two of the children of what's it called? Which I personally thought would have lasted longer, but maybe not. Whatever. We'll see.
They need to have small victories for this movie to give us that ending.
Yeah, they definitely did.
To give us hope.
Oh man, yeah. So. They are in Scotland and they're getting attacked by these children of the atom, whatever they're called, children of Thanos. And out of nowhere, we get Captain America with a beard.
Before we get there, one thing that I'm happy that they did include was the actual relationship between Scarlet Witch and the Vision.
Yeah, I think they alluded to it. They definitely alluded to it at the end of Civil War, though.
That he had feelings for, but at the same time, like, I'm glad that they actually went there, even though
the age difference.
They made him human.
Oh, he never gets a human option, does he?
No.
Well, lucky for the dude who played just the voice.
I know
that dude. He's been
in all these movies, well, most of them with
ever since.
Jarvis.
Ever since has he been Jarvis since?
Yeah, he's been Jarvis since the first movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That was never a recast?
No, same dude.
They just kept his voice because they wanted that same voice for.
Mm-hmm.
That's no way.
Yeah.
So literally he's been in all 10 movies. Well, he's been in every Iron Man, a related one.
Every Iron Man up until 3.
Okay, so yeah, because he was using Friday in that movie. Or wait, Friday
came later.
Whatever. But either way, his career of on-face camera for that character was at what's his name? Ultron.
Ultron, yeah.
Since Ultron, he's been in these films. That's tight. Well, yeah, they had their little relationship, and then we got Captain America and Falcon and Black Widow. They all came together to save
Scarlet Witch and
Vision from getting killed.
One thing,
I feel like we're just doing a play-by-play of the movie, but
one thing I still don't understand is what is Scarlet Witch's power?
She's a witch.
But she's not really a witch.
What do witches do?
Cast spells.
Exactly.
But we don't know what
Scarlet Witch is Magneto's daughter.
I know, but her power is different.
You know what her power is? To make up for the lack of X-Men in this MCU. That's it. That's why she's dummy strong. She has the will of Phoenix, the red blaze of Cyclops.
Well, she is really strong though in the comics.
Yeah, no.
She created a whole entire universe where everybody forgot about the X-Men.
There you go. Scarlet freaking Witch, y'all. But yeah. Basically, they hold it down, and then they all realize that they have to get together, and what's his name? Steve Rogers is all like, yo, I got this, I don't know how to do a review without telling people what happened.
Okay.
Basically, they go to Wakanda. That's
Wakanda forever.
well. We were trying to talk about where each place where Thanos is picking up gems. I was trying to do less of like paint you a picture and tell you more of like here's where he got the gems and how he got them. But yeah, you know, they go to Wakanda, but then it cuts back to Titan. Is that where they started fighting?
Yeah.
It cuts back to Titan. Well, no, it cuts actually to. And I'm telling it again. It cuts to Thanos trying to get the soul gem because he learned from Carbon, whatever that girl's name is.
Gamora.
No, Gamora's sister.
Oh, Nebula.
He learned from her that Gamora knows where the soul gem is. And then we get a cut of them going to get the soul gem, which involves some cool stuff. We actually get Cosmic Skull from Marvel Comics, but I'm
looking
just
like a scary Grim Reaper.
We get what I thought was Death, but it wasn't Death. It was actually the Red Skull from Captain America storyline. You know, if was it Captain America 2 we got where he flew off? Probably.
It's the first one.
It wasn't Winter Soldier?
No.
Oh no, Winter Soldier was about when Bucky Barnes. So first movie, if you guys know, Red Skull went up into space because he had his hand on this.
He got like sucked into.
It looked like he got sucked into what Heimdall sends out, but I don't know.
The Bifrost. No,
Yeah, well, I don't know. They sucked him up into space, and he's been on this planet called Vamor or something. I forgot what it's called. I don't know, but he's been on this planet all this time, and now, Thanos is there because he knows the soul gem is there, and it's just it gets dark at this point because
this is where the movie starts to get heavy.
This is when we start to realize the movie gets real. Actually, I'm gonna go back because I didn't even mention this. Loki's killed in the first scene. I kind of just tried to gloss over it. He got choked out by Thanos, man. It was really sad.
I love how they made light of it in this.
They made light of everyone's death.
And it's just like, well, he's died before, but this time I think he's really dead.
Yeah, and like Thor was sad about it. It was crazy, but they go to this planet and him and Gamora are there, and then Red Skull tells them how to get the Soul Stone. It's a life for a life, a soul for a soul.
Something that you actually love.
Yeah, something that you actually love. And he's there with Gamora, and Gamora's like, ha, I knew you'd be stopped. Nothing, you don't love anything. And then he started having tears on his face, and Skull is kind of like there just looking. He's like, ugh. He's like, those tears are not for him, madame. And then she's like, what? And then out of nowhere, like slow-mo, he grabs her arm and just tosses her over the cliff into this. I thought it was an abyss, but it was just a
cliff.
Yeah, I thought
there was a body on the ground.
Yeah, you see a body on the ground and gack coming out of her head.
On the ground.
It was, you know what? This movie was considerably bloody.
And violent
And cursing. I liked it. I feel like Disney was like, yeah, we can get away with what Deadpool's doing. Why not? And then it's
like, but we don't want to get that R rating so kids can go see this movie.
Yeah, so I don't know. But Gamora, I feel like we might as well just go through who's dying now, but I'm going to put on the front of this spoiler warning. Do not watch if you have not seen the movie. If you watch after, hey man, it's on you. And then we cut back to Titan because that's where Thanos is going next. He's going to get the Mind Gem or the Mind Stone or what do you call it?
Time.
Time. I keep calling it Mind. He goes to get the Time Stone or Time Gem from Dr.
Well, he thinks this is
I was about to call this dude Dr. Seuss. What?
Dr. Seuss.
What's his name?
His power is rhyming.
And then I was about to call him Dr. Fate. Doctor Strange.
Wrong brand.
I know, wrong. What's it called?
Wrong brand.
So yeah, then he goes to get them. They go to Titan, and what's their names? What do you want to call them, Paul? They're Avengers with
the Avengers.
Oh, also we got to kind of give the little nod to Captain America. Iron Man, like knighting Spider-Man and saying, "All right," he's like,
"You're an Avenger."
He's like, "All right, kid, you're an Avenger," and Spider-Man's like, "What? Cool." Wow.
Spider-Man.
Oh man, but yeah, so they try to plan like a secret attack on Thanos, and that's the one that you see from the trailer where he's like pulling the moon down, and he's pulling meteor.
That's the trailer they showed. They showed that at Comic-Con last year.
Yeah, and he's pulling meteorites and all that stuff out the sky and all this cool stuff. I really want to go see it again.
I do. I just want to see the last.
I just want to see the last
half.
All right, let's get back to this fight, Paul. Explain the fight to them.
It's just everything that you want to see. In them, like
it's everything culminated.
It is 10 years because like you see Doctor Strange sending Spider-Man through portals, doing like Genjutsu Naruto attacks on Thanos, and Peter Quilling it with his guns. And
oh, and yeah, once they get to that point, there's actually a part of the fight where they almost get the gauntlet off.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy to think that almost happened. I just realized
they have to. Like I said, they're trying to build hope.
They're building it up.
They're trying to build hope.
Yeah, they really are. But yeah, they almost get
the gauntlet
off. And when that happens, freaking Star-Lord loses it because he learns about Gamora being killed. And I mean, I expected that, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, come on, bro.
Why didn't he headshot him?
He thought hitting him in the head made sense. No, I was there too. I was like, why wouldn't he just point the gun and then say
PG-13?
Regardless of that, I don't think that the gun would have killed him. Something tells me it wouldn't. Also, I was gonna say you can bring this up and toward you, like up. Could you bring it? There you go. Bend to you. There you go. All right. Hey. Oh, now your face is covered. Maybe a little lower.
You don't need to see my face.
All right. Well, then you can tell it how it is because Paul's audio just sounds like less clear than mine.
Well, like it's like I said, that's when the movie starts to really pick up for me. Is when you see everybody interacting with each other. That is the beauty of Marvel movies.
What's that?
Is seeing unexpected teams of people working together.
Well, for this one, yes,
especially since we're getting the humans from Earth and space people together. Because I always thought it'd be weird to see like Bucky Barnes, which we get later, standing next to Rocket Raccoon, but to see them working as a squad, like, was really dope.
No, it was really cool.
But that whole scene on Titan with them fighting him, trying to like get him stuck, was dope. And you see Doctor Strange being that dude.
Yeah, he does Kagebushin.
And holding them down, but like it's just good. The only thing is like, and then at the end of this fight, obviously, Doctor Strange just gives him the time stone. Oh
well, explain that because this is the part we can talk about. Kobe, please stop doing what you're doing. Stop it.
Well, they were talking because Doctor Strange before the fight was sitting there like looking at outcomes. And he's just like, I've looked at like 14 million different outcomes. It's like, how many did we win? He said 1.
Yeah.
So during this fight, after they realize that they can't get the gauntlet off,
Where does he? Because does Thanos?
Because it's before he gets there.
It's before he gets there that they figure that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they go into
the fight.
They just cut back to that later, that where they are on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Now they are in Wakanda.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, here's the thing, people, and we'll get back to this.
Why do they go to Wakanda again?
They go to Wakanda. Oh. They go to Wakanda because they need Shuri's.
Shuri to get the stone out of.
Why did you not just take it from its synapse?
I love that she's just smart,
just dummy smart chick.
We didn't think about that. I low-key thought that she had a panther suit on.
That would have been cool
while she was operating on him.
Yeah,
because when she turned around, it's like panther suit.
No. Yeah, no, she just had like some dope orange on. All right, but like I was saying, I feel like they culminate the rest of the film in you can bring it down, it's like covering your face, it's ridiculous. Thanos, they have the conversation, they fight, and then we almost skipped this. Iron Man almost died.
Yeah,
Iron Man definitely almost died.
See it in the theater with people who care.
Definitely see
this girl behind us was crying.
Was she crying?
She was crying. Well, because you sat further down behind me.
No, I heard this chick behind us. She was loud.
Yeah, she's like, oh no.
Yeah, there was a chick in the theater who was like continuously just like, I was like, lady, it's a movie, bro. Like it's not.
Yeah, but that was the beginning where I was like, oh no, because on my list of characters who I thought were going to die, Tony was number one.
Yeah, well, he's had a 10-year run. So, but look, they try to. It's not a guillotine. What is it when you just stick someone on a stick? I don't know.
Impale him.
And he impales him. Iron Man. He's got these dope nanotechnologies.
His new suit is dope.
Yeah, his new suit is actually probably one of the best things of the movie.
That's one thing I love about these movies is every new movie that Iron Man is in, his suit gets better in some way.
Yeah, he always upgrades it.
It's like, cause
okay, honey, what's up? Thank you. She's walking the dog because the dog needs to go poop. Come on, Pilar, what you doing? Are you gonna come get on the podcast? What's wrong? Oh, you don't want to? Okay, well, sorry. See you soon. Just take him to the left a little bit. Thank you. Y'all need to understand. I'm married. No, but
married life.
Love it. What was I trying to say? What were you saying?
His suits, every movie gets doper and doper
progressively
and doper.
better. And we see that, and then here's the thing. Towards the end of the fight on Titan, we have. Did she say my name?
No, Kobe.
Oh, towards the end of the fight on Titan, Doctor Strange he gave Tony earlier before Thanos got there the fact that there was out of 1.4 million outcomes only one time.
I think there was more outcomes than that.
Whatever, 1.4 billion. I don't care. There was only one outcome that he looked at because he used the time stone gem whatever to look into the future. He said they only won once out of 1.4 billion. And in order to do that, he hands over the time gem.
Or so you think.
Or so you think. Because, okay, yeah, or so you think.
But, or so you think.
Or so I think, but we got to get to the end to talk about the previous.
Right.
Oh my God, you hear Pilar yelling? or so we think. Because he hands over the time gem, but think about this. There's a part in the film where Thanos grabs it off his neck and he says, "A fake," and he throws it. And you're like, a fake? I thought that was weird too, but I was like, if he created a fake, how did he create a fake? Whatever, it's all time, mind stuff.
Space
magic. And then out of nowhere, out of thin air, and I don't think he's capable of doing that. That's the thing. Because the Eye of Gamora is meant, or the Eye of, I don't know what's called. Gamora?
The Eye of Agamotto.
The Eye of Agamotto is
supposed to burn people.
True.
And it didn't do anything to him.
No, but okay, that's why I know it's a fake. But my thing is, your theory might be absolutely correct. And regardless of that, now that I'm thinking about it, but regardless of it being correct, it's the fact that I'm pretty sure that Doctor Strange cannot hold the freely. I don't think he's able to hold the time stone.
Well, he kind of did one of these things and it appeared.
Yeah, he did like a magical whip, and then it whipped into the scene, and then he like floated it over to Thanos, and then Thanos put in his thing. But my thing is just the fact that if what we think that it was a ruse.
Yeah.
But do you think the gem is a ruse, or just what happened is a ruse, and he already went into a timeline and changed something?
I think what we saw is what Thanos
wanted to see. But even though he doesn't have the reality gem.
He does have the reality gem.
I know he has it, but I'm saying Doctor Strange didn't have it, unless you're talking about Strange manipulating time to make Thanos believe that all this is what's happening.
That's what's happening, yes. So,
boy, if that's what they did, that's some good story for us. That's good.
Yeah, because Thanos, when Doctor Strange was fighting him, Thanos says to him, "You never use your best weapon," which was the time stone.
It's true, he did say that. We gotta go see it again tonight, Paul. We gotta find.
What time is it?
Paul, there'll be like it's already
12:30. I don't think there's any more showings tonight.
No, we will. Okay. Paul, continue on what happens after that scene so I can look up these movie times, because I want to go see it again. You know how movies are. You know how things are when you see them a second time.
Yeah. So what we think is,
well, let's circle back to once we talk to the end. All right, are we jumping back into Wakanda?
Wakanda forever.
Or was there something else?
All
right, so he's trying to skip it. So they get to Wakanda forever, or so we think. So they get to Wakanda, and when they're in Wakanda, it's Tony. I don't need to explain who's there. You saw it in the commercial.
It's there.
Huh?
The trailer isn't. Yeah.
The trailer shows it. Black Panther and his black people say hello to White Panther and their white. No, I'm kidding, but he says hello to friggin' Captain America and all these other people.
Get this man a shield.
And get this man a shield. And we have that scene. And then, but I feel like there's something that happens in between before they go fight. Oh, it's just Thor's hammer being built, right?
Yeah, Thor builds a hammer.
Okay.
Thor builds an axe.
Thor built an axe. What's it called?
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker
or Stormbringer, one of those two.
Stormbreaker or Stormbringer. It's 12:35. Paul, we could be out of here in 2 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Thor builds an axe.
Oh, baby, there's some 3 a.m.s. We could get it.
Ooh.
Oh, you got work
I got
in the morning.
work.
There's a 2 a.m.
I'm still kind of.
There's a 1:30. There are some that are weak. I might go see it by myself.
Where's the 1:30 at?
Right down the street. Arlen.
Oh no, my movie pass don't work there.
Whatever. All right, listen, guys. So, like I was saying, we have this scene where Peter Dinklage is in it. It's pretty cool.
Peter Dinklage is a giant.
Peter Dinklage is a giant. Finally, I'm sure he was living out his dream. And with that being said, they build the Stormbringer, right?
Breaker, one of those.
Stormbringer, and Groot, teenager, helps build it by putting his arm as the hilt. Or the pommel. No, I'm just kidding. That's the bottom. I've been playing.
We're looking at it right now.
Been playing a lot of God of War. It's on my screen right now. But with that being said, they build this ridiculous axe, and then it cuts back to Wakanda. This is when all these, what are they? I guess you would call them. Not, they weren't the T'Chari. What do you?
Jabari?
What? No, you know what those are called? The Chitauri.
Chitauri. No, those weren't them. Those were some other space aliens.
All right, some sort of space aliens are.
They looked a lot like the symbiotes from Spider-Man, to be honest.
Kinda. They ordered these space aliens to come down and fight, and then we've got all of the people who are on Wakanda fighting against all these aliens, and then these 2 other children of Thanos fighting. I feel like there's things in. Oh, there's things in between. We get a. Explain it, Paul. We get a Thanos
preview.
We get a Thanos prelude and a Thanos like flashback and a Gamora flashback. Are there any other flashbacks?
No.
I don't know, guys. But what I do know is that we get all that stuff, and it's pretty cool. And
fighting's dope. Everybody.
And then we get to Wakanda, and Black Panther sacrificed a lot of black people for that.
I know.
And
for the king.
And for the king, you fight for your king.
You will fight.
You will fight for us. But yeah, they fight. It's cool. I'm trying to think what happens in between. Is there anything that happens on Titan? No, you get back to Titan towards the end, right?
Well,
wait.
You go back to Titan after Thanos.
I'm just saying we don't hear about Spider-Man them until after this big fight. Basically, what you saw in the trailers where you see everybody fighting, that is literally the last like 45 minutes of the movie. And they're trying to get the mind gem out of Vision. It's the last one that they need at this point. And Scarlet Witch is watching over him to take care of him. And they're having this huge battle. We get some cool Hulkbuster footage with
Hulk
Bruce Banner in it. We get some cool footage of Black Panther working together. We get some Rocket Raccoon. Oh, then Thor comes and he helps them. We get some Thor, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot fights
on Earth.
We get some Okawabe. How do you say her name?
M'Baku.
No, not M'Baku. His right hand guard, Black Panther.
Okoye.
We get some cool Okoye Black Widow fights. And also the whole movie also, by the way, is hilarious.
It's funny.
It's such a funny movie.
To the point where like there's so many jokes we missed because people were still laughing.
There's so many. I miss dialogue because people were laughing, but I don't know if I miss any other jokes. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But yeah,
especially Drax. Drax is the best character.
Oh, he's so funny.
Good job for Batista.
Yeah, right. Good job, Batista.
Batista bombing John Cena to fighting Thanos.
Yeah, no. In my opinion, Batista's definitely a better actor than The Rock.
Oh, he is.
And
because The Rock's just The Rock.
The Rock is just The Rock. Rampage!
Oh, George!
Oh, finally! But
finally, me and a white gorilla fighting 2 huge ass monsters.
Yeah, did you see it?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You got Movie Pass.
I know. It's one of those movies where I went to the movie.
And you said there was too many people.
There was a line that was really long. I was like,
this ain't worth it.
I don't really want to watch this movie. And then
I do. I just want to see it just because of childhood nostalgia. Because it's based off the video game. Loosely. I mean, how loose is it though?
Well, in the video game, it was people that turned into the monsters.
I guess that's okay.
And then The Rock.
You're such a lore snob.
The Rock isn't even in the video game. He
But
came from Jumanji, okay?
If he, oh yeah, it looks like a sequel. All right. But yeah, so whatever. We get this huge fight. I'm trying to think, are there any really pivotal moments during the fight that were really cool? There was Hulkbuster. I just said there was a cool Okoye and Black Widow, Scarlet Witch collab.
One thing I wish would have happened again, a nice little callback that I feel like they probably shot but didn't put in there, is when Scarlet Witch meets that one lady who told her, "Move or be moved," in Civil War.
Oh yeah, that wasn't Okoye.
That wasn't Okoye. That was another girl. She's been in all the other ones. But that would have been a nice one.
Okoye stole her shine.
Yeah, I know.
Real talk.
Move or be moved. Bye. Oh, relax, Judy. It's okay. Sorry, this is Judy. She is crazy.
No, it's
It is Io.
Io.
She
What
becomes a villain.
Wow, spoiler alert, Paul. All right, but yeah. You know, at that point, all these fights are happening. It's cool. They finally get into the room with Vision, and he has to fight against this, like...
Because Scarlet Witch leaves.
Yeah, and he has to fight against this... Hold on. All right, sorry about that, people. Pizza just got delivered, and we're going to go eat after this. But yes, Vision, Paul, continue.
Vision gets caught, and he has to fight this dude.
Yeah, he has to fight this, like, Death Reaper-looking dude.
He looked dope.
He did look dope.
A lot of the kids, I wish they would have told us their names.
Well, I
know some of them from the comics is like ones like Proxima.
I've seen, I've seen some of them in like the animated series. I want to finish the animated series so bad now, just to watch, baby. But yeah, you know, they had a cool little fight. They fought against the waterfall, all this stuff. I don't even know what to tell you. Eventually,
shit goes south.
Eventually, they end up in the jungle. Vision's fighting. Everyone else is fighting. And then because Thanos picked up the time gem, he then quickly teleports to. Well, I mean, is there any?
He already had it.
He had the time gem, and then he. Okay, I'm saying he got the time gem from Doctor Strange, and then he uses the space gem to teleport to Wakanda. But I'm trying to think, was there anything between when he teleported that was really cool, except for just fight scenes?
That whole fight scene.
Just a whole bunch of cool fight scenes, and then he gets there, and.
It turns into a horror movie.
It does. First off, we finally get to kind of see like the full power of the gauntlet used against people for fighting. He doesn't use it to a huge extent because he's been using it throughout the whole movie, but he does use like the power gem to like push people out the way
easily. He phases the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, he phases the Hulkbuster through him. He does some cool stuff, and then he finally gets to Vision, and Vision and Scarlet Witch are having a conversation where he's telling her, "You have to destroy me, destroy the soul, or destroy the mind
gem,
destroy the mind gem, so that he doesn't succeed." And you see Scarlet Witch destroy Vision, but too bad for them.
Nope.
Too bad for them. What's his name? Thanos already has the time gem, and he goes. And brings him back just so he can pluck it out of his head.
Not even pluck it out of his head. He like just takes the chunk of his forehead.
Yeah, took the chunk. It pretty much took his whole cerebral cortex and said, "Yep, that's mine now." That was actually pretty gruesome, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it was.
They can do that because he's a robot.
Yeah, he's a robot, so they spared no expense.
That's how they do that, like on cartoons where it's like a bunch of villains. They use robots.
Yeah, of course. Why do you think the Ninja Turtles and the newest can fight the Foot Clan?
Samurai Jack.
The Foot Clan are all robots now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He pooped again? Okay, no worries. Just put him in his cage or something. Sorry guys, the dog is acting like a dog. Beautiful and cuddly. With that being said, yeah, let's get to the end of this. Thanos wrecks everyone, plucks the gem, puts it in his hand, and then worst timing, Thor, where were you?
Thor out of nowhere.
Did he get hit?
No, Thor's just probably fighting.
He was still fighting, and
after they
can feel the ominous presence.
After they say, "Yo, Vision needs help."
Wait, hold on. Well, we'll get to this in 1 second, because what we're gonna say is next. Thor gets there. He cuts Thanos in the neck. Thanos is. He says to him, "You should have gone for the head," and then he does the formidable snap. The snap. Let's do it again so we have both our hands on the same side. Here we go. Oh, this way. Come towards me. 1, 2, snap.
Oh, okay.
What you? It might be
I thought it was 1, 2, 3, snap.
3, snap. Thanos snapped the universe, half of it, into decimation. If you don't know his backstory, he goes to planets and conquers worlds, and he kills off 50% of the population so that the other 50% can survive and thrive. So that way there's no poverty, there's no famine, and then later on in years, kind of like Krypton. I know I'm getting off track. I'm going to DC, but that's kind of what happened to Krypton, honestly, right? Like they were just overpopulation kills, and it kind of scared me. Kind of scared me. I was like, okay, so what we gonna do about all these people up here? No, I'm playing, but yeah,
send them and build a wall.
Go to Mars. Paul, it's still Earth.
Build a
planet.
wall.
Build a wall. You're an idiot.
In space.
All right, so he does the snap, and the power of the snap is so powerful that it actually like smolders the whole gauntlet.
Most of it. It's still together, but it's like.
And I think the gems are still
together. Are still there.
The gems are still there, but it's unimaginable power. But my thing is just like, damn it, Thor, where were you?
Thor could have said.
Thor at his power level.
Two places where Thor should have attacked. Head, arm.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't be getting a dope sequel.
I know.
Which is hopefully just as long.
Hopefully we get a sequel.
No way. You think they would do that?
Marvel wanted to be petty. They just reboot the whole universe right here.
All right, so let's just talk about what happens at this point. He snapped, right? That means 50% of the universe gets turned into ash. And with that, I'm sure you guys have been thinking, who dies? Okay, we're gonna go through the list.
The list.
First,
let's give us. He does the snap, and it seems like nothing happened.
Yeah, it seems like nothing's changed. Everybody's just looking around, and everybody's being like, "What is this? Huh? What's going on?"
And then Bucky.
And then, did Cap go?
Bucky's first. No, Cap doesn't die.
All right, Bucky was first.
Bucky's like, yo, I don't feel good. He takes a step, and then he disintegrates.
They literally turn into autumn leaves. Everyone turns into ash and they decimate. Like the way you see, whenever you see like a character from a cartoon turn into space dust, that's what happened. And it was so traumatic.
Because we didn't know, at this point, we don't know who's surviving, who's going.
Yeah, at this point, they're just making it up. Like, I'm sure that there is, because this has happened before in the comics, if you have read the comics, and I've seen it in the cartoon. They do show a certain portion of I've seen it where they kill everybody. I've seen that. But luckily they had duped him and got the time gem and went back. But basically, let's just go through the list, Paul. Bucky, gone. Does Scarlet go? She dies.
Did she die?
Well, no, I don't. Maybe she didn't.
No, the people I remember dying. Bucky. Groot.
Rocket?
No, Rocket's the only one who survived out of Guardians.
Oh, yeah. Bucky. Okay. Let's do it by quadrants then. Out of people on Wakanda, Bucky. The Black Panther.
The Black Panther.
They killed the Black Panther.
They killed Nick.
Oh no!
Wakanda
my king, my king.
Not for Black Panther. That's the one.
And then Chadwick was like, "For real?" No.
They killed the Black Panther. They killed Falcon.
Yeah, Black Panther, Falcon, Bucky,
Groot. Thor's still there.
That was everyone who was on Wakanda. 5 of them, because the people who survived were War Machine, Hulk, or Bruce Banner. Did Black Widow go?
No, she's still there.
Black Widow, Captain America's still around. We think Scarlet Witch, and then we think over here on the other side. Do you have a list of them so we can just see?
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, just type in
Infinity War.
Just type in who dies in Infinity War, and I'm sure somebody will give you a thing. It was so traumatic we can't remember it, but I mean there was factions, and those were the ones that I can remember who were on Wakanda. And mind you, it wasn't just them. People in the streets were going. Random people. Sorry, not the streets, but people in Wakanda, like Wakandan soldiers were just passing off as they went. Was there anybody on the war field who passed?
Nobody important.
When he did that snap, did he think maybe some of the people who were even on his team, like Thanos? Like,
I don't think he cared.
He didn't care anything. All right, let's. No, okay.
So that's everybody that we.
That was everybody we remember on Wakanda.
Because after Black Panther, I was shook. I didn't care.
I can tell you right now, if you get IMDb will show us. That's how we'll figure it out. Paul, you tell them about where we have to go next.
Then we go to Titan. And then everybody on the Guardians of the Galaxy on that side, done.
Except, yes. So we lose Mantis. We lose Drax.
Peter Quill.
And mind you, these are all like not just traumatic.
It's just happening.
It's the way it's happening is like you got to see people experience decimation. Like you have to see intergalactic genocide. You have to watch. You have to see how they go through it to understand. What's it called? And with that being said,
Doctor Strange dies.
Yeah, but okay. Well, before Doctor Strange dies, we can talk about this because it was all those Guardians. It was just the Guardian. Oh yeah, it was just the Guardians, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Iron Man there, right? But before we get into the deaths, Doctor Strange knew he was dying, looked at Tony, and said it was the only way. Meaning,
did he say that?
Yeah, he said it was the only way.
Okay, so now you want to talk about the theory after the death?
So we're talking about the theory, and then we're going to talk about the last death that mattered.
God, that hurt my soul so bad.
So let's talk about this theory. So theory-wise, Doctor Strange looks at Tony and says it was the only way. He was content with his decision about giving up the Time Stone, or what we believe is the Time Stone. Paul, you can go and elaborate a little bit while I look up these IMDb lists.
So what I think happened, and this is just me thinking nerdily, is when Doctor Strange, because he just willingly gives Thanos after this fight, he's like, just take it.
Well, once he gets beat down to a certain point,
yeah,
he knows he can't beat him one-on-one. He says, "Here it is," and he hands it over.
Right.
So,
what I think that he did was he gave him a fake stone, a genjutsu. But since Thanos has a reality stone, which he uses a lot, so he makes everybody's reality become real.
Okay, you think he did an Izanagi?
Yeah.
Remember what Donzo did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what he. That's what, and I'm kind of with you on this. Unless they retcon this shit, get out of here, dog.
So he gives him the stone.
Yeah.
He goes to Earth. Everything happens.
Everything after he hands him off the Time Stone is what Thanos wants to happen. So
in his brain, everything that happens is what Thanos eventually would do if it happened.
Also,
because it ends too peacefully.
True. To tag on Paul's point. Also, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we solved this, baby. Let's get it. I feel like we're in there.
What if we just ruined the second?
We are ruining movies right now. Look, and I'm with Paul on this. Here's the thing about the whole movie that you don't realize while you're watching it. They want you to feel empathy for Thanos.
Yeah.
You're watching and he's going through these old flashbacks. He's talking to people. He cries. I'm like, what bad guy is doing this? Ain't no bad guy showing all these layers of emotion. But
he's kind of like how people would empathize with Killmongers. The same thing.
Yes.
But more so with Thanos.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. This would be like if you got into a room with a dictator and a dictator tried to tell you his feelings, but you were like, F that, you're trying to murder everyone. But with that, they take you into this thing where we were saying Doctor Strange, we think, gave him what was either the real reality stone or a fake one that makes
time stone.
Oh, excuse me, time. I keep saying it. A real time stone that is affecting the reality. Because think about this. He needs the gauntlet just to harness this power.
Mm-hmm.
Solo, these gems are really powerful. I don't think Thanos could really control them on his own anyway. So they might influence one another.
Right. And also, one thing, when he gave him the stone, he keeps it in the Eye of Agamotto. When he had it in his hand,
yeah, it
didn't burn him.
Yeah, it didn't burn. Yeah, because the Eye of Agamotto has a spell cast on it, and the guy who was trying to hand off Doctor Strange to Thanos said, "Well, I guess I'll have to pull it off your dead corpse." Didn't get a chance to do it, but the fact that Thanos easily pulled off the Eye of Agamotto from Doctor Strange's chest, and then just said, a fake, and tossed it away, makes me believe that possibly was either a fake time stone, or it's the real time stone, but maybe he got a duplicate. Like, I don't know. Like, he went and talked to Dormammu in the last movie, so maybe
he's the master of the mystical arts.
He's a master. And also, like you said during the fight. Sorry to keep cutting you off. He told Doctor Strange. Thanos told Doctor Strange, "You have one of the most powerful tools on
the planet, and you didn't use it."
Yeah, you have one of the most powerful weapons on the planet, and you didn't use it. And that did throw me because it's been however much time in between movies, and he really didn't use it that much in this movie. No. He used mystical arts a lot, but he did not use the manipulation of time, which was one of those things that I was like, this is something that you should have been doing. I was waiting for you to do this. He did it more in Ragnarok. When he came and just said hi to Thor and was teleporting.
Yeah.
He did more. Well, I mean, those might have been mystical arts, but he's still. So me and Paul might have cracked the case, because what we're gonna tell you next is gonna hurt.
Oh, God.
All right. We know that Doctor Strange has done something. We know that we're gonna get a sequel to this film. Why are we gonna get a sequel to this film, people? Because at this point, we see the most genuine of boys. I'm gonna cry.
We see the saddest death in
I'm gonna cry because we see the saddest death in superhero history happen, where Spider-Man, Tom Holland, and I gotta get his boy. He gets a resound. Holland deserves an Oscar.
I cried. I got the tear.
Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, who plays Peter Parker, was starting to wither away.
But unlike everybody else, his was slow.
And it was slow. It was painful
and dramatic.
They knew what they were doing in the writers' room.
They did.
They were in the writers' room and they were like, "Hey,
he's a good actor."
They were just like, Feige came in and kicked the door open. He said, "Whatever you do, make sure you kill the boy.
We don't own him fully. He can die."
Oh my God. But you guys have to see the movie, because
he's like, I don't want to go.
He's clenching on a Tony Stark with his last breath.
He's like, I don't want to.
And he's like, Tony, no, I'm just a kid from Brooklyn, or wherever he's from, Queens. And I'm like, yo, are you trying to make my eyeballs fall out from water, from a fountain of tears?
One mood killer that we had in our theater during this whole sequence.
That was kind of
This, when the Guardians all died, this dude he was in such shock. He's like, it's okay, there's Guardians 3.
Was he in shock, or you were closer to him?
I was closer to him.
I thought he was
I looked at him, he was like shook.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, there's a Guardians 3. There's a Guardians 3. It's like,
well, my thing is going into this movie, I didn't realize that there's a part 2 to this story. I thought we were going to get the full thing in one, because I remember they made Infinity War Part 1 and 2. They're
going to call it Parts 1 and 2, but we're going to still make the second one.
We're just going to rename it.
We're going to rename it.
Yeah, and that's part of Phase 3, right?
This is Phase 3.
We're at the end of Phase 3.
Yes.
So Infinity War Part 2 is a Phase 4 movie. We'll look it up later, but yes, whatever. All I got to tell you is watching Tom Holland die was so sad.
That sweet boy.
I have never cared for someone as much as I cared for him in that moment, just for a second.
Sweet boy.
But yeah, he clenches on to Tony Stark, grabs him, hugs him, and that's the scene that you see. That, you know what, they CGI'd him out. Isn't that what that was? Where he had his hands around, I don't know, or maybe where he was down on the thing and he came down. I thought that was Tom Holland's body. Remember, because it's right after he dies. In the commercial where you see,
but yeah, like I said, they CGI people out. All the time.
Well, but literally the scene where you see Tony Stark and I think his hands across his face, and he's like, "You people won't know anything about pain. This is that."
Hopefully they'll remember you.
Yeah, Thanos' whole thing. Tom Holland, man, it was hey,
best Spider-Man.
and then. Mind you, the theater is shook.
Silent.
No one understands what's happening, because you got so many casuals in the theater who don't know anything about comics, and they're just sitting back like, they're gonna be okay, right? The lady behind us was tripping.
She was shook.
I was like, lady, please, is this your first comic book movie? But they got to that point.
Oh my God, I can't wait for the kids to see this movie. I just want to watch their faces.
Oh my God, children. Oh no, children are gonna cry. So yeah, whatever. You see that, and then is there a scene after Tom Holland dies other than the last scene?
No, it goes straight to Dion.
Does it go straight? It did, yeah. Okay, so
everybody dies.
Then, mind you, the music is still climactic. It's still like bum, 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 bum. And then it gets to Thanos in some wondrous, beautiful world where it's green grasses and birds, and he sits down to have a gander at the land. And I think it's Earth, but I don't think it's Earth because we think it's a different planet. And he just looks around,
and then
he just smiles, ear to ear, closed mouth. He's just like, and he's like a dude who just got off a 9 to 5, who's just like, I did good work today.
And then the movie's done.
And then the movie cuts to black, and everyone in the theater is just like that SpongeBob meme where all the people inside his head are like, ah! Oh my god!
And then the Avengers Infinity War sign pops up,
and it fades to ash. And it fades to ash. And then we see a bunch, and then we saw a bunch of credits, and then we get a final scene.
Yes.
We get a last scene with
what's happening
on Earth at simultaneous times. And then we get a car. We get Nick Fury in the car, his assistant Maria Hill, aka the girl from that show that I used to really watch. I liked How I Met Your Mother. And they're in the car, and a random car breaks and throws their whole thing in front of them and stops. And Fury's like, "Damn, man, what the hell? What is that, man? You good? I'm Sam Jackson. Hey, I don't know. I hope they die in hell." And Sam Jackson's like, "Are they okay?" And Maria Hill's like, "There's no one here," because they had already turned to ash. And then
you see like a helicopter.
In the sky. You see ash flutter out of the window, and it hits a building and explodes. And I love Sam Jackson. Not shook for a second. He's watching all this chaos happen. He cuts around a car. Maria starts to go, right?
Yes, he already goes.
Yeah, Maria Hill starts to fade, and she's like, "Captain?" Or whatever she calls him. What does she call him? Fury, yeah. And then she starts to dissipate, and as that happens, we see Sam Jackson run off to the other side of this car, break through, push a person out the way because he's like, "Get out the way! I'm trying to save the world." And he pulls out like a little beeper.
A beeper.
Which, you know what though? That beeper's probably from the 90s.
Yeah, because in the Captain Marvel spoiler.
At the end of the movie, you see him hold the beeper and it sends a message. And while he's sending the message, his other arm is going, and he's like,
"Mother."
Yeah. He's about to say "mother effer." And his whole body starts to fade and I don't know what you call this word, just to go into ash. And he's like, "Mother." And then you see the beeper fall on the floor, and the Captain Marvel sign comes up, which in my opinion is, what does that mean? Because she's on the same level of possibly fighting Thanos, she's gonna come back and avenge?
She's like super strong.
So is she then the only Avenger?
No, still got Thor.
Still got Thor. Still got Hulk. Wait, did Thor not float? That's what I was about to ask you. Are you sure? Did Thor not die?
Thor's still there.
Yeah, because he said, "What did you..." No, yeah.
Should have aimed for the head.
Yeah, but at that point, people, we were shook. My wife was screaming. Gabriel was going crazy. Paul was crying. I was crying. Tom Holland is crying.
Tom Holland's dead.
Tom Holland. Black Panther's dead. But
that's
you know they bringing his ass back because
we made too much money.
We are the highest grossing movie of all time. I will be back.
But yeah, Paul, at that point, I mean, I guess, okay, well then that's the movie. We basically just told you the whole movie.
Don't need to watch it.
You don't need to watch it.
But
we should. Yeah, you definitely should. But all right, so now rating out of 10.
I don't.
You want to give it a bad one? I'm going for 10.
I'm giving it a 10, but I'm also giving it a 0.
Because they're all dead?
Because it's how I feel after leaving the movie.
Yeah. Well, they leave you cliffhangered. Bad.
It's like,
so we know we're getting a sequel.
We know that.
We know it's coming out 2020, I think, right?
And to put more salt in the wound, at the end of the trailer, usually it says so and so will return.
Oh yeah, it says
Thanos will return.
Yeah, it didn't. Even though there were Avengers still alive, it just said Thanos will return, and I'm like, oh, you petty sons of bees. But yeah, movie, best Marvel movie ever. But I mean, kind of by.
I think it has to be
kind of by default with all the stuff that was in it. Most impactful in my opinion, well written and well produced, well put together.
Yeah, just shout out to the Russo brothers, man.
Yeah, they killed it.
They all their movies they've done,
and so also good. The writers and all the people acted in it. But like in the sense of moving a story, that cliffhanger was.
Because let's be real, we can watch a lot of Marvel movies and not remember half of what happened.
We can watch a lot of Marvel movies and just not give a dang at the end.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, good job.
They've been building this up for 10. They've had these characters since 10 years. They've been building this up for 6 years. 2012, right? That's where we saw Thanos first.
Thanos first appeared at the end of.
Which I'm a little disappointed in you, Marvel. I was looking forward to 2012 Thanos face.
They did change his face, didn't they?
Absolutely. Josh Brolin got CGI'd a bit, you know, that it's still Thanos, but that was just like if almost Halloween mask kind of. But it was good. It was good. But you know what? In the 2012 movie, doesn't he already have the gauntlet on him? No, I got to go back and see that.
Wait.
We got to go back.
I think he had it and then
it was empty.
It was empty and he still had it.
Well, we're going to go back. This is not that big a deal. But Paul, all right, future predictions. Let's just get into this so we can go eat.
Oh, bro, everybody's coming back.
Yeah, that's the thing, people. Everybody's going to come back. Like, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 characters will be killed off, but before we movies that we have to look forward to up until then, we have Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and Wasp. That's it for 2018? Okay, not the end of this year. Between 2018 and 19? Mm-hmm. They're only going to do 2 movies in the...
That's all that's announced, yeah.
They have unannounced Marvel films that...
We'll probably find out about it at Comic-Con in a couple months.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The way that they shot it, right? Me and Paul are both kind of in the box on this one now because if you know the Matrix trilogy, they shot Matrix 2 and 3 together. The way they shot this film, I would say it would be a complete waste of time
and talent
for them to have to go back and reshoot what continues on. So I'm under the impression that either they've done the shooting or they're going to jump right back into it or have already since they've stopped production. I feel maybe they're on a little bit of a break. I don't know.
I'm under the impression they shot 3 and 4 back to back.
Yeah. 3 and 4. Infinity War. Yeah, Infinity War and Infinity War Part 2. It just doesn't make any sense.
But at the end of Infinity War Part 2, do you think they're going to...
Do you think we'd get a trailer? Didn't they do that for Matrix?
Well, they had the trailer for that at the end of the movie.
Oh, that would have been sick. That they did do that for the Matrix. They did have the part because it came out later that year, didn't it?
Yeah, a couple months later.
Oh man.
They also did with Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Well, here's what we're wishing. We're wishing this comes out sooner than later.
Oh, 2019, buddy.
Okay, no, you're saying
2020.
I thought it was 2020.
I think it's 2019 if they've already shot it.
If they already shot it next year. If they haven't already shot it a year from now.
2020.
2 years. But if they go up 2020, they're going to have to go against their own selves with freaking episode 9 of
Bro, Star Wars came out a couple months ago. They don't care.
All right. Well, listen to me.
Because it's always Star Wars in December.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's the thing. I was going to say, what do you think about the Captain Marvel beacon? If he hit her with that beacon, I don't think that, in my opinion, the Captain Marvel scene at the end doesn't make as much sense. Because where is she? Off-world?
Probably, yeah. Hanging out with the Kree.
So is she like an off-world defender?
Depending on who's writing her.
Okay.
She'll be in outer space a lot, or she'll be on Earth with the Avengers.
So this whole threat she probably missed.
Right, because she hasn't been on Earth.
That beeper is from the 90s, meaning, or it looked like it from the 90s.
Or she could be just like Peter Quill, who's just been off world for so long she doesn't know what's happening.
True, but her origin story is supposed to only take place like 20, or is that?
In the 90s.
Okay, so it's supposed to take 30 years prior to this. So she's met, at this point, Nick Fury.
Right, because he would have been around back then.
Uh-huh.
So that's why he had a pager that looked all extra super technologied out. It's probably like a SOS. In case you need me and I'm in space, use this.
And my thing is, she has power. She has powers. Her thing at this point would be to, you know what? And that's a good way to put her in the next Avengers.
Yeah, she's been off world. Just like
but no, not even that. A good way to put her in the next Avengers and have her fight alongside them is to turn back time. If she could. I don't know. Like, my thing is, how are we getting back everyone else?
No, they fight them, beat them up, take the thing, then use the time then rewind everything. And
oh, you guys just got to see the movie, man. It was godlike. I don't know how to explain this to you.
It's so good. It's too good.
It was so good, and like I'm drained from watching it.
It's exhausting. Dude.
Oh my god!
But like I told you guys in the theater, like this is how people probably felt at the end of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, because that
movie ended on a downer as well.
Yeah, This is definitely, and that's the ballsy thing about it. I was under the impression, because I didn't know that they were going to do a sequel still. I thought it was going to be one movie, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, we'll get to the part where they all die, and then we'll get to the part where they all come back. They took us out on the part where they all died, and I was like,
yeah, because going
ballsy,
in,
Marvel.
Going in,
ballsy.
I knew people were dying, but I didn't know who was dying and how many.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're not going to kill Black Panther. They made too much money. Wrong.
That's why nowadays when you see Chadwick Boseman doing this, he's not happy anymore. Not happy.
Wakanda is not forever.
Wakanda's not forever.
So, I don't know if there's anything else. Final thoughts? Go see the movie.
Don't bring children.
I mean, if you got kids who love these characters,
Especially Spider-Man.
oh god, I'm sure that they'll get over
My
it.
sweet boy.
Someone's just got to tell them that it'll be okay, Timmy. Yeah, I don't know. You have any final thoughts?
I need to.
I'm content.
I need to get a drink.
Dope movie.
It's
Dope
good.
ass movie, baby. That was like
That's
a heart.
being
It was a
bought on
heart
Blu-ray.
stopper.
That's being bought on Blu-ray for sure.
Yeah. I want to go back and buy all of them now, but I mean they're all streamable, but still.
Except for Thor 2. That was bad.
I didn't see that one. That's the one I missed. I had to watch like a video of a breakdown of the movie, The Dark World, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we're ending on a downer. No, I was kidding, but okay. Let me finish one
All
thing.
praise
Hulk
Dion.
never still showed up at this point.
Nope.
He never came back.
Because he's afraid.
He got shook. It was crazy. I'm trying to think.
The wrath of Dion was real.
Tell him that Dion's his name.
Dion is Thanos' real name.
Yeah.
BT dubs.
All right. Well, I think
Dion.
I think that's our video, people, and our podcast video, also audio. If you're listening to this on iTunes, check it out. I'm gonna go and also Spotify, or no, not Spotify, SoundCloud. I don't know what's happening anymore. I just wanna go see the movie again and eat some food.
Pizza.
But yeah, all right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. If you like the video, hit the like button, share, links to the description below, subscribe, and Patreon's there if you'd like to support your boy. Oh man. I don't know what to say, but that's where the video should end. All right. Bye-bye. Have a great day. We're out of here. Peace.